But how will all of this overnight and early morning cues impact our own markets? Our research team now joins in with the trade setup, the stocks that are likely to be in the news, and of course the setup on the FNO side of things as well. Firstly, Vinny joins in to get all the market cues that we need to watch out for. Vinny, good morning. After 2 days of a bit of consolidation, it's expiry today, of course, and we are bracing for a gap up.
Absolutely. We're watching out for a gap up this morning, but just taking a look at what happened yesterday. Now, obviously, like you mentioned, second consecutive day of fall and consolidation that we saw coming in for the benchmark indices. Nifty closed below the 24,800 level. So that'll be important to watch out for today. As of now, yes, a positive start is indicated, but, given that market expiry is there, a monthly expiry is there. So that is something to watch out for. Sensex was closed lower by around 240 points, 81,300 levels. Around that mark is what the Sensex closed at. Mid and small cap that continued to outperform in yesterday's trading session as well, though the mid cap managed to actually just hold on to a slight bit of the negative side or a flat line at what it closed at. But that was a key factor to watch out for in terms of outperformance versus the benchmark indices. We saw the FMCG and the auto pack continuing to be a bit of a drag in yesterday's trading session, while FIIs continue to be buyers. We saw FIIs buying around 4,662 crores yesterday, as well as DIIs also continued to be buyers, 7,911 crores in terms of what we saw coming in as a buying over there. Factors to watch out for today: monthly expiry, like we mentioned. A lot of commentary that's coming in on the global front. The federal court has blocked Trump tariffs. So, that is something that the market will be reacting to. Other than that, we'll obviously have the industrial production data from India, IIP data that came in, not bad data point coming in there. So that will be something that India will react to. FOMC minutes meeting, that's a reaction there, as well as NVIDIA earnings is what we'll be reacting to. So a lot of, positive signs that have come in. That's why we are maybe an indication coming in of a gap up start. Will it sustain will be key to watch out for in the markets.
Oh, absolutely, and NVIDIA's earnings were above expectations, and that too is adding to the boost that the US futures are receiving in today's session. But a commonality among the last few trading sessions has been that the action has been pretty stock specific, and Vamakshi will tell us what are the stocks that you need to keep an eye out for today.
Well, Horma's stock-specific action is likely to continue today as well. Lots of earnings, that came through. We're at the fag end of the earnings season. But let's get started with SAIL then. The numbers were above estimates. The revenue saw an uptick of 4.9%. The margins have contracted to 11.9%. And the net profit is seeing an uptick of almost 11%. Largely, the numbers have come in much higher as compared to the CNBC-TV18 poll. Cummins has met its double-digit growth guidance for FY25. The revenue has seen a marginal uptick of 6.4%. We were going with an expectation of double-digit uptick in the revenue, but that seems to have missed, mainly on account of the subduedness in the domestic market. But the margins and the operational performance of the company has been quite good. Welspun Corp, the revenue has seen a downtick of almost 12%. The margins have increased to 11.7% from 7.5%. The EBITDA margin, though, the EBITDA rather has come in almost 39% higher. This is at a 5-quarter high. Deepak Nitrite's revenue saw an uptick of 2.4%. The margins have improved slightly to 14.5%, but the net profit is taking a downtick of almost 20%. Mishra Dhatu Nigam will also be in focus on the back of its numbers. Revenue was rather flat, up only 1%. The margins have improved substantially to 22.8%, and the order book position of the company stood at 1,832 crores. Novama Wealth reported a rather decent set of numbers. Revenue saw an uptick of almost 8% sequentially. The margins have declined by 492 basis points, and the net profit is up only 1.4%. So those are some of the counters that you'll be watching out for in trade today. But now moving on to the FNO space then, and we now have Mangalam joining in with cues from that. Good morning, Mangalam. Seems like we're off to a great start.
Seems like we're off to a great start, but so much happened overnight, both locally as well as globally, that if you had to pick one day for all these news pieces to come by together, it would have had to be a special day, and that is what it is. It is the May series expiry day in today's trading session. The GIFT Nifty is indicating a positive start. The Nifty itself has gained about 500 points in May series, making it the third straight series of gains for the frontline index. If you look at the series gains, March was up 4.6%. We had April up 2.8%. May so far is up 2.1%. And indications are that it'll start fast as well. But the important part is, where do we go from here? May series, just the gain does not do justice to the sort of volatility that we saw in the series. Earlier in the series, because of the border skirmish, we saw the Nifty go below 24,000, and at one point it went above 25,000 as well. Yesterday's cash market flows, both the DII and FII flows put together, together were close to around 12,000 crores. And that is completely explained by the large trade by BAT, where they sold about 12,100 crore worth stake in ITC. And that is what is reflecting in the cash market flows. However, with the positive start that the GIFT Nifty is indicating, we're also going with a lot of short fuel. FIs have been writing in index futures for the last 2 trading sessions. Nearly 5,000 crore worth sale, and they've added 8,500 shorts in yesterday's session as well. So if you look at it from May 26th to now, the FII short exposure has increased by about 6 percentage points, and we have the net contracts increasing by about 30,000 contracts as well. So if the market sustains gap up, then perhaps there could be some short covering. The FIs have also written more puts, telling you that lower levels would be supported for the frontline index, and 24,750 put as well as 24,650 put are seeing a lot of writing, and 24,800 call along with 24,750 call have seen a fair amount of writing as well. The Nifty sees support at 24,600 to 650, opens right in the resistance zone of 24,850 to 24,900. RBL Bank is the one stock which is out of FNO ban.
Indeed, we'll keep an eye out on RBL Bank out of the FNO ban today, and of course a whole host of other stocks, of course, earnings reactions and those reporting earnings today as well. Mangalam, thanks a lot for that.